Hello world, Shelly here, and today I've got some pics from my September IPSY and Boxycharm, and since this month had a lot of skincare type products in it, I thought we would deep dive into some of the ingredients and my impressions of the products based on their ingredient lists. There are a few makeup items in this month's Boxycharm and IPSY Glam Bag. So I'm wearing a few of them. If you missed my video from Monday, check that out. I showed you how I got this super fast face, except it was not a super fast video because I told you all the updates of what's been going on and why my furnace has no gas and all the things. So if you want that update on my life last week, check out Monday's video. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but I just want to point out a handful of stuff in case you're new to IPSY. Thank you, IPSY, for sending these in the mail to me free of charge. This is not sponsored, but I do get a kickback on your subscription. If you do subscribe to IPSY or Boxycharm through my link, I do get a little bit of monies. I appreciate you if you do. I recommend them even if you don't, because I've been using IPSY for years before they even knew who I was. Let me show you some of the stuff that's in here. They're a monthly subscription. The Glam Bag, let me get my little thing so I don't say the wrong things, because I always forget what it's worth up to. The Glam Bag is worth up to $70. You get a cute little zippered bag with it. It is $14 a month, and you get to pick one of your 5 deluxe sample beauty products every month. And then Boxycharm is full-size beauty products worth up to $200, and you get to pick up to 3 of those products in your box every month. So the Glam Bag this time, this is a fragrance from Juliet Has a Gun. It's called Ode to Dullness. This brand makes my favorite perfume of all time. Now, of course, my favorite is the one that's called Not a Perfume, but they make my absolute favorite of all time. And every fragrance I've gotten from this brand I love. But I have full-size bottles of the Not a Perfume because it's so delicious. We also got a Tea Time from Bird New York Chamomile Tea Face Cleanser. And there was a beauty sponge in here from Pinky Bee Beauty. And, oh, I had to throw it in the garbage because it broke immediately. You can see that in Monday's video if you would like, an eyeshadow crayon from Toy Factory. We also have from Defiance Beauty a liquid lipstick, and oh yeah, the last makeup thing. But we are going to look at the ingredients on this. From Eloise, the Flawless Loose Setting Powder. Let's just start there. There's one product that they sent that I think, based on the label, is a little bit controversial. But we'll get to that one next. This is, let me take it out of its little plastic bag here. The Eloise Flawless Loose Setting Powder. I am not familiar with this brand, but if I get Sherlock here and we look at the ingredients, they say, well, let's do their description first. Say goodbye to fine lines and large pores and achieve a effortlessly smooth base with our loose setting powder. It's finely milled formula. There's a typo. That should be ITS, not IT''S. Its finely milled formula is created to set your makeup with an ultra smooth and flawless finish. That sounds great. The ingredients, this is basically, I'm just going to read them straight out. Talc, mica, silica, cornstarch, phenoxyethanol, which is preservative, ethyl hexyl glycerin, titanium dioxide, iron oxides, and color. It doesn't seem like there's anything special in here. So that's about all I have to say about that. It's not tested on animals. It is vegan. And I think the other icon means it's recyclable packaging, maybe. It's that little spinny thing. So that just looks like a setting powder. It does not look anything special. And there's a typo. And I spent 9 months of my life after I graduated undergrad from college as a proofreader for business cards. And when you spend 40 hours a week double checking addresses and names and telephone numbers and zip codes and numerical sequences, believe me, my students do not appreciate that I see typos from a mile away. And they annoy the heck out of me. So that's a bummer. All right, here's the controversial one. I'm not familiar with this brand either. Amina, I'm going to show it to you. This is a sugar scrub. And when I saw it in the box, I was very excited because I make a sugar scrub. I love sugar scrubs. They're my primary body exfoliation technique. And so I was like, oh, what's in this one? It looks cute. So I got out Sherlock because I can't see anything. And the label on the front says sugar scrub, rose quartz, gently exfoliates and renews for glowing soft skin. And jojoba oil increases hydration and reduces redness. All right. It's interesting that they measure this by fluid measurement and not by weight, since it's not actually a fluid, but okay. Now, we get to the ingredients. It's made in the USA. It is cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and paraben-free. And that's hard to read. They're very small, and recyclable packaging. Yay. Ingredients, though, remember when I said it's got jojoba oil on, right here? It says it right here, jojoba oil. As one of the main call-outs, the ingredients don't list jojoba oil. Sugar, shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil, cocoa butter spelled wrong, C-O-C-O butter, should have an A on there, vitamin E, fragrance, and titanium oxide. There's no jojoba oil. So they're advertising like a call out. Usually that part of the label is the, suck you in with all of the label appeal ingredients. And jojoba oil is fantastic as an ingredient. But it's not listed in the ingredients of the product. The other thing that I just want to caution people about, I haven't tried this or used it, but there's no preservative in here. Now, if you're like me, you store your sugar scrubs in your shower or your bathtub, where you bathe your body. There's a lot of water there. And if you're like me, you probably take your sugar scrub. Oh, there's a seal on there, which is good. But I'm not going to open it right now. You take your sugar scrub while you're in the shower and you're wet, and you dig your paw in there and you get a big old glob of it and you rub it on your skin, right? Water is where you get yuck. Bacteria, germs, yeasts, molds, growing, fungus, yuck. And there's no preservative in here. So be aware that because they didn't preserve this, and they don't have to because it's an anhydrous product, things that only have oils in them, let me double check. I don't think there's anything, no, it's anhydrous, so it's all oils, which is fine. You don't normally have to preserve anhydrous products. However, this is likely to be used in a place where water is present, and you're very likely going to introduce water into the product by using a wet hand to scoop it out. And then it's going to start growing stuff because there's no preservative in here. So just be aware, if you get this, don't use wet hands to scoop it out. Don't let water get into it at all. I'm not sure how you're going to do that in the shower. But anyway, yeah, there's that. So I'm not a fan of this. Just on that, it's just not going to work for me because I store it in the shower. I'm wet when I'm using it, and I'm not going to keep a spoon in my shower. I'm not going to scoop it out outside of the water wetness area and bring, I'm just not going to work that way. So anyway, that one made me go, that's a nope for me. On to happier things. All right, this one is the Dermalect. I'm so used to not being able to read that I pull this out, but I'm reading the big text, which I don't need Sherlock for. Rapid Repair Barrier Balancing Serum. So the ingredients on this one, we also have a vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free product. This one, made in the USA. Looks like it comes from New York. Ingredient-wise, they call this like a barrier balancing serum, and like a barrier repair, barrier balancing. Your skin barrier, very often the damage to it is because of things like over exfoliation or chronic dehydration and not providing enough moisture to your skin. So based on the ingredients in this one, the key actives that they call out, it's got niacinamide, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, alpha-arbutin. One thing I'm not familiar with, galacto-arabinin, comfrey extract, aloe leaf green tea. Those are all excellent actives. When I look at the ingredient list itself, the very beginning of the list is hydrating, humectant type things, sodium lactate, for example. Then we have a bunch of leaf extracts, a bunch of plant extracts. And when you're looking at these ingredient lists, wherever you find the preservative, and a very common one you'll see is phenoxyethanol. It's the one that I prefer in my products. Typically, phenoxyethanol is used at a 1% concentration within the formula. So you can ballpark that everything that comes after that would be 1% or less. Some of the extracts are above the 1% line and some of them are below the 1% line. Now, typically you wouldn't use a high percentage of these, floral and plant extracts anyway. So it's good that some of them are actually above that line because it looks like they've really focused on that. The only concern I would have with that is that if you're sensitive to plant extracts, you might be sensitive to something like this. But it looks like a very solid lineup of some good actives in here. And it is preserved. Bravo. Which it has to be because there's water in here. And we don't want to be putting bacteria on our faces because it's growing in our products. That would be bad. So that one looks nice. We have another skincare here from Ren. This is the Ever Hydrate Marine Moisture Replenish Cream. Now, they call out, let's see, here it is, this side. Freshwater microalgae for increasing skin's resilience and helping to protect from dehydration. They have hyaluronic acid and polyglutamic acid, which I actually have, I think I got it from The Ordinary, a whole bottle of polyglutamic acid that it works similarly to hyaluronic acid, but doesn't have as much of that. I throw out the warning sometimes that if you live in a very dry climate, I'm talking like desert kind of a climate, that hyaluronic acid can hold multiple times its own weight in water. And that's one of the reasons why it's so nice to have in serums and face moisturizers, because it attracts water and can kind of keep it there for your body to use. But if your environment doesn't have water in it, if there's no humidity in the air, it can cause the hyaluronic acid to draw water out of your skin and hold on in the hyaluronic acid instead of helping draw it from the environment and hydrating your skin that way. So if you're in a super, super dry climate, hyaluronic acid could be drying you out. It could be problematic if you already have issues with dehydrated skin. However, polyglutamic acid doesn't quite have that issue with it. So, or at least to a much lesser extent. So I like the combination. I really like that they're both in here because I think if you're in a super dry climate, the polyglutamic acid is going to help you not suffer that situation with a hyaluronic acid containing product. So bravo, I like that combo. And then they have hydrating freshwater plant. I don't know what plant they're talking about, but This is suitable for sensitive skin and for eczema-prone skin. It's 97% natural origin ingredients. I could go off on a whole tangent on that. But when I turn to the ingredients side, it looks like... So here's the interesting thing about this ingredient list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th ingredient, which is pretty early in the list, is the phenoxyethanol, your preservative. Meaning all the stuff beneath it is probably less than 1%, and pretty much all of the actives are less than 1%. Which, like I said, is not unusual because you don't need high concentrations of most of those things. In fact, you wouldn't want it for irritation purposes. But at its core, I think this is just like a massively hydrating face cream. Like, I don't know if there's going to be enough of all the other stuff. But they did call it Hydrate, so I don't think there's no misleading advertising here. I think, but just know that its primary goal is going to be hydration. And they've formulated it well, in my opinion, as far as the ingredient deck goes and what I can tell from that. But yeah, it's primarily for hydration, is what I would say about that one. Let's see, did I get all the things? I think I got all the things. I think that's all the things. Looking to see if I missed anything. Nope, I think that's all the things. There's my ingredient deep dive on some of the things that came up in the September IPSY. Most of these were in the Boxycharm. The bigger skincare, the full-size items were in the Boxycharm. If you want to see some of the makeup that came in the IPSY Glam Bag. IPSY bag also had a green tea was it? No, chamomile tea face cleanser. Oopsie, almost dropped it. And did I already show you this? The liquid lipstick. I think I did. I think I showed you this already. Wow, I'm losing my mind. I'm filming this on a Sunday night. Already having like the Sunday scaries because work next week is not going to be my favorite week of my life. I'll just tell you a story, because I think in a previous video I told you that I did not get put onto the search committee that has to interview and process all of the applicants for JMU, SMAD, James Madison University School of Media Arts and Design, is going to be hiring a new director. So if you are one of me and you want to come direct to my department, keep your eyes peeled. We're going to write the job description tomorrow. Well, it's already written by the time you see this. It won't be posted yet, but anyway, I did get sucked onto that committee. I did end up getting asked to be on it, and I can't say no because I'm going up for promotion again. If you missed that story last August, September, October, not going to retell it because then I'll just be mad. I don't want to be mad. I'm happy right now. But anyway, it's going to be a week. It's going to be a week. But if you know anybody who is either any college professor that's in the fields of journalism or interactive design, like web design, UX design, or video production, documentary film, fiction film, film production, or I said journalism. What am I missing? Creative advertising. If you know anyone in those fields that would be interested in being my boss, tell them to check JMU's website. Probably in a couple weeks because it takes a whole bunch of approvals to get approved and posted and all that stuff. But anyway, I'll be on the committee. Do I look happy? It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. So that's why it won't be my favorite week, because all that's kicking off and it's going to make my life very busy and very stressful. Right, Ziva? You going to jump up here, say hello to your people? Come here, Ziva. Ziva. She's right there. Right there. You going to come up here? Come here. I knew she wouldn't let you guys down. Ziva, say hi to your people. Say hi to your people. Say Say hi. She just purrs and purrs and purrs. All right, that's all I got for you today. Yep, that's all the stories I got. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup, skincare, ingredients with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.